I don't know if you guys have read this book, but I've made this recommendation as of 2 weeks ago, and I am dead set on this. And I want you guys to pick up this book, and I want you guys to read this book, and I want you to dive into this book. And why this book matters so much is because look around our space. And I want to ask you guys, when you look at agents that are winning at the biggest level, if you were to name a couple agents right now that you see, not even on our team, just in the marketplace alone, why are those agents winning? And in your eyes, why do they stand out? I'd love to hear from you guys. I want to pause. The book is called The Blue Ocean Strategy. And I'll make sure the link is in the chat. But let's take a quick pause for a second. I want you guys' interaction on this. Share with me an agent that you see, that you follow, that you love, that you are encouraged by, you're inspired by, you are driven to be like or similar to. What is that person doing right now to separate themselves? When you just look from an outsider in, like what makes that person so different? And I'll start out. A person that I really have been looking up to lately is the tattooed realtor. Like when I think of the tattooed realtor and what he's doing is that he has carved his own lane in the marketplace, and he does it through superior marketing and sell homes, not dope. I mean, when you think about that tagline, sell homes, not dope, the dude has just broken every single record and became one of the 1%ers of all real estate professionals in the state of Arizona. Like, that is huge, right? He did an ad campaign last week where it was his spin on Breaking Bad, and it says take cash versus Breaking Bad. I don't know. He just changed the wording on like the chemical compound, and it said cash offer or something, whatever it was. But it was so dope, and that's going to be his giant billboard. You guys, the red ocean mentality versus the blue ocean mentality, just to give you a quick snippet of this book, and obviously it's going to take a little time for you guys to dive into this, but I'll break it down in really simple terms. I'll only use 3 examples here. That way it can resonate with everybody. Blue, not red. Yeah. Compete. So here's the red ocean mentality. Compete in the existing marketplace, meaning like, well, I want to try to be like this Compass person. I want to try to be like Coldwell Banker. I'm going to try to be like Sotheby's, or create an uncontested market space, right? Like I don't see, for fast real estate, I don't see competition, you guys. Like I never see the competition. I say, how can we be the best for them, meaning you, and how can they be the best for their consumers? I'm never looking to the side or to above or below for competition, because what happens is if I'm going to try to compete, then what's going to happen is that in some way I might show up as them because I'm trying to compete like them. Nah, we're in a league of our own, and that's how I want you guys to think about yourself. So we're not beating the competition. We make competition irrelevant, right? I'm making this irrelevant because we're going to work and outpace everyone. Exploit existing demand, or the blue ocean strategy is create and capture a new demand, right? That's why you guys are seeing the evolution of brands. You're seeing the evolution of events. You're seeing so many things that were taboo, that were non-existent 5-10 years ago. Like, there's things that are separating people right now that didn't exist before COVID. So you have to think about this as you head into 2023. Does it feel the same? Are you going to do something different? Are you going to lean into like Ernesto? Ernesto, I know that Ernesto has this huge like background in the understanding of tequila and how tequila is made, right? Like, how cool would it be for him to have a weekly podcast session that's mezcal and marketing, and he sits there and they try different shots of tequila or mezcal, and then they talk about marketing or the market. Like, I'm with that. I'm down for that. I'd listen to that. I'd watch that, even though I don't drink fucking tequila. And Ernesto, if you do that, then please just give me some type of trademark credibility on that. I appreciate you. But what I'm saying is that separate yourselves, right? There's a lot of sea of sameness out there, but think about like a Herman Chan. Herman Chan could walk into the room and just own it, like own it with his Liberace jacket, like own it. He has created a lane of his own. Fast real estate. We are in a lane of our own. So I want you guys to think about this. And I want you guys to break out of what's accepted in regards to boundaries. I want you to start asking consumers, look how their experiences are in the world, right? When you're out there, do social experiences. I bought a mic that you can hold it. It's a lapel mic, or you can hold it. You can give it to somebody else. You could go out there and stand in Whittier. You can stand in the mall in Walnut Creek and just start asking people like, hey, what makes a great realtor? What makes a bad realtor? What was your experience like in real estate? How can we make it better? Like, consumers will tell you. And I'll tell you what, that raw brashness, I think we need to see more of that. So a great way to think about this is that we've all been to restaurants. We all go to restaurants. We all go to eat at restaurants. And quite frankly, there's probably a restaurant that you went to that the food was meh, but the experience was so dope, right? Like I went to STK, it was all right. The food was okay. But I'll tell you what, that scene, that vibe, that energy, that music, they walked around giving everybody shots at one time. Mind you, that's not for me. However, it was just a total different experience, right? So what type of experience are you going to offer consumers in 2023? What's it like working with Sakia? What's it like working with Tony? What's it like working with the Lucy Spencer? What's it like working with an Andrew? How do they feel when they work with the Tiger? How do they feel when they're with a Garrett? What's their experience like when they're working with Otis? And how are you separating yourself and creating your own blue ocean? This book right here is going to put some things into perspective for you. It's going to share some thoughts and some insight for you, and it's going to make you think in a completely different way. And it's got me thinking. And it's also a reminder of things that we're doing really, really well. Because this business is going to change. Like we've talked about launching a podcast room since May. My goal was to have that podcast room up by May 1st. And we obviously had some setbacks. We pushed the date back. And now the podcast room is ready. Well, we're building our content rooms. Well, we're helping you guys with the scripts, providing scripts. That's not the evolution of tomorrow. The evolution of tomorrow's agents are the ones that are starting to really build their own, that are writing their own hooks, that are becoming great copywriters, that are becoming great writers in general, that are reading books about how to become a better writer. That's the evolution of content, right? Right now, you see a lot of people doing a lot of similar things, which is cool for consistency, and I'm all with that. But that's not where the business is heading, because that's going to flatline. So we have to be looking around the corner, right? My podcast is going to have nothing to do about business. And it's going to be everything to do with human development and what it took for you to succeed at the level that you're succeeding. Like, what sacrifices did you have to make in order for you to be the person that you are today? I want to hear about that shit. I want to hear about the juicy stuff.